What's up guys, Strategy Sloven here, and today I have customer's 2013 Can-Am Commander 1000 XT behind me, and we're going to change the oil on it, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start it up. I always like to let everything turn on. Press to start. So now we'll probably wait about 10-15 minutes, let it warm up. Basically, we're just going to be taking this skid plate off. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. Like I said, your oil drain plug's right here. It's a 17 mil normal thread, so we're just going to turn it to the left, undo it. And I always like to wear gloves because this oil could be hot. And make sure you have a big enough drain pan because this oil kind of goes everywhere. So we're going to unscrew it carefully, and once you're out of the threads and there's nothing holding it in, you're going to drop it down real fast. That kind of went a little bit everywhere, but it's just a garage, so we'll clean it up after. We'll let that drain out as long as we can. And while that's draining, I'm just going to go over to the key. I always like to take the key out, that way if I leave for some reason, no one's going to try starting it without any oil. So now while that's draining, to get to the filter and all that, we have to remove the passenger seat. All of this shroud or plastic, I guess you call it shroud, plastic covering to get to the filter and to fill the oil back up. So let's do that. Alright, so the seat's pretty easy. There's a lever behind here, kind of looks like a paddle. Pull it in, lift your seat up. And there's a bolt down there, you just lift the bottom of it up, pull it forward, kind of swing it out. Drop it down, put your seat aside. Now we're going to start taking out all these little plastic pop rivets. We just got to take this bottom panel that goes from back here all the way down there. And to get these out, I don't know if you can see, well this one's probably already bad, but I just take a screwdriver, pop the head out, and that whole thing pops out. Now I throw these right in a cup holder, that way I don't lose them, because I know I'm not going anywhere else today. So once I get all this off, we'll show you how to change the filter and all that. Alright, so we got that side piece off. Actually, this is the oil fill, so if you ever need to add oil, you just have to pull the front seat off. You always pull that up so the oil drains a little better. And the reason why I drain the oil first before I take any of this off is the best thing to do for your machine is obviously to oil change. A lot of people overlook, but I don't know if you can see it, some oil is still dripping out of there. You want to get as much oil out of your machine as possible, so I always drain it first before I take anything apart. That way I give it a solid amount of time to drain. And the oil filter is right here, so to do that we have to take this plastic cover over the gas tank off, which I believe there are more of these plastic pop rivets here. There's one here, one here, one there, one there, and then all of these ones down along the side, and a couple in front here, and one in the corner I believe. So once we do that, we'll show you how to change the filter and go from there. Alright, so we got this cover off. I just kind of flop it over like this because this seat belt, or for the brush guard or whatever this is bolted in there, unless you want to bolt it off and put this somewhere else and wash it. But for right now, I know I'm putting it right back on, so I'm just going to leave this down here like this. But there's your oil filter. It is a 8 mil, and I just stuffed some shop towels down here because I know oil is going to go all over the place and I don't want it to go all over the engine. Plus, if you look down there, you can't see, but my oil drain pan's down there as well. So I normally undo all of them pretty equally, that way I definitely don't want to strip one of these. They're not on there with a ton of force. And sometimes some of these have some springs in them. I can't remember if this one does, but just be careful when you go to take off the cover, and also make sure you put your bolts somewhere safe so you don't lose them. So I'll have my other shop towel ready here. Now we'll just pull this cover off. And there's the filter. So this is on the bench. Take our filter apart. Inspect it, make sure there's no metal or anything else you need to be aware of. I'll set that aside. So I just bought one of these Tusk oil change kits. It's nice, comes with one of these O-rings, so we can throw that away. So I always like to get some contact cleaner, clean this up a bit. That's because that shit goes everywhere. Clean up the inside. Make sure you get all the old oil out, or most of it. And also I think it's a nice little touch to try and clean up the outside too. Yeah, that way if the person ever looks at it, he sees, try to take care of his stuff as well as he does or better. I just take some grease instead of old oil, just a little bit, not a lot, just to make sure it seals. You can use old oil, whatever you have, doesn't matter. I just don't like putting old oil back on. That's what I just took it off of. So put the O-ring on, make sure you don't rip it. And the big thing is, you want to make sure you always put this in the right way it came out. So we'll take our towel out. Make sure you don't leave any, there's no towel left in there. So we'll put our filter in. Like I said, make sure it's the right way, and if you had any springs, you're going to want to put those springs back in. But this does not. And we'll stick our plate on. I always put the top one in first. It doesn't really matter which one you put in first. I always put these on hand tight first because it's the most annoying thing when people over torque these bolts and then they end up stripping them, and you gotta either put one of those threads in or make it bigger, and then you gotta drill out your hole. I hate doing that. So never use a drill with these because this is literally just going into aluminum and it's very easy to strip them. So hand tight first, and then this only has 3 bolts. Normally I'd say crisscross pattern, but it's already set up to be that if you just go all the way around. And like I said, they don't need to be super tight. It has that O-ring on there, but you want them snug. So I have a feeling, pretty good feeling, just like a quarter turn. You can even use two fingers on a ratchet. That's like more than enough torque. So I'll go around, double check these. Same thing, I like to take some contact cleaner, spray it all over, just to get some of the oil out of there. And that's that, and we're ready to fill it up with oil. Alright, now you got your oil filter in, we're gonna clean your drain bolt. So take this little crush washer off. Same thing, get some contact cleaner. Get our new crush washer. Like I said, I just buy those Tusk oil change kits. They seem to be the best deal, and you get everything you need, including these, which I'd probably forget to order. So I normally look, a lot of these have like a flat side, which is this side, and a tapered side. I always try to put the flat side up against the actual surface I'm sealing. So we have that on, we can throw these old ones away. Make sure you get it started by hand first. Definitely don't want to strip this out. I'm not sure on the torque, but you have to check with your owner's manual. I'm just doing it snug. That crush washer will help seal. So that should be good there. Grab your funnel. Funnel is your best friend in this situation. Stick that in there. Grab your oil. So I'm just using this XPS 0W40 for Can-Am. I think the owner manual says about 2.3 quarts. In the past with these, I've just added 2 quarts, and that seems to do the trick. So there's 1 quart. I'll probably add almost all of this, and then check it. It's always easier to add it then have to take it out. Do a little bit more. Alright, so on this, you screw in the dipstick all the way, and you pull it out, and you check it, and we're right at like halfway. We're actually gonna add a little bit more, not much though, and we're good to go. Alright, so next we have to reinstall this cover. Like I said, I just flip mine around. Alright, so when the keys are on, you'll see it says maintenance required. So to get rid of that, basically gonna turn this to on, and you gotta be in park. So park, and then there is this override button here. So basically what they want you to do, and this has to be done in 5 seconds. So press the override in and hold it, and then you're gonna hit your brake, release your override, hit your brake, hold your override in, hit your brake, release your brake, release your override, and turn the key off. And then you gotta wait till all of this shuts down, and then turn it back on, and you shouldn't have maintenance required anymore. So we're gonna try it and see what happens. So override and off, and turn it back on, and I think it worked. Yep, good to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's all I got for today. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.